Hey everyone, it's Annalisa. Thank you for joining me and doing this reading, which is going to be a soulmate check-in, a love partner check-in. Just see what's going on with you, what's going on with them, and the situation between you, and get a bit of advice, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's it. The decks I have for you to choose from are the Cosmic Tarot with Patchouli Oil, the Shadowscapes Tarot with Lavender, and the Wild, I can't remember what it's called. Wildwood Tarot, and Lemon Oil. Okay, 1, 2, or 3, pick your deck, and we'll get going. Give yourself a pause here if you need to spend longer choosing. And if I start the reading and it doesn't feel resonant with you, pick another deck. If that still doesn't resonate, pick another reader. Okay. Okay, group number 1. So you picked patchouli. Patchouli is the oil of physicality. So it's really good to help you get in touch with your body. So to become really fully present in your body. So it's really good for people who tend to be in their head a lot, thinking a lot. Now that can be in a kind of, like there was studying or analysing or thinking or working a lot on the computer, that kind of thing. But it can also be for people who are overly invested in the spiritual world. So if you find that you like to spend more time kind of in meditation and dreaming and in that kind of altered state, then patchouli can help you connect back with the physical earth, with the ground, and with your body. And for me, I'm not really a fan of the smell of patchouli. I didn't buy it for the smell. I bought it for this medicinal property that it has. And so you can use it when you're doing practices, like when you're doing yoga or Pilates or whatever, dance, Tai Chi, whatever you like doing, you can use this, and you don't even need to put it on your body so you can smell it. If you're not a fan of the smell, you can put it like on your feet or, I don't know, your elbows or something, so it's not really like present near your face, maybe the back of your knees, but it helps you ground into your relationship with your home, your physical home on earth, which is your body, and reconnect with that and heal issues to do with that. So it's an amazing oil for that if you're interested. And let's see now on our shuffle what is going on with your soulmate connection. This is a new spread, so if I'm a bit slow reading, it's just because I'm trying to like the cards kind of, impact on one another across the spread. So it's just about getting in tune with that. All right. So overall energy regarding you, King of Cups. Okay. Then we have the Chariot. This is them. Sorry, that might not have been clear. This is how they regard you. Okay. How they regard you. So King of Cups, the Chariot. 5 of Pentacles. The Emperor. Strength card. And the 10 of Swords. Okay. How you regard them, 7 of Wands. The Star. The Hermit. High Priestess. 3 of Wands. And 10 of Cups. Okay. And between you, we've got 4 of Pentacles. Prince of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. And Prince of Swords. Okay. Alrighty. And if I want to pull some clarifiers on the way, I will. I'm just going to get a couple of fairy cards. Okay, Solaris on their side. Penelope Dreamweaver on this side. Okay, and a couple from the Eros deck. We've got Proffer on their side. And Expectation. And on your side, Jealousy. And Guilt. Okay, interesting. So, what am I feeling to you guys? I feel like on your side, you're kind of a little bit stepping back or stepping away from this situation and focusing on yourself, looking after yourself. You may be feeling a little bit defensive, like you want to protect yourself, and I feel like you're not 100% sure what their intentions are. You're a little bit maybe confused by them, by their actions, by their words. You're not certain. And you may feel like there are other things that are impacting on this situation. It could be other people, or it could be other situations. It could be work, could be family, but there are other influences on this connection. And you might feel like you really have to hold your ground to not allow those to impact on you, even though you feel like they may be impacting on the person you're inquiring about. And so you really see them as someone who maybe, it's like you have hope for them. You may see them as someone who has either gone through a difficult time or is going through a difficult time, but essentially you have this hope and this dream and this idea that it will come to happen with them, that it will come to fruition. And it's like it's like this wish, this kind of dream that you've got. But I think you might be kind of hiding a little bit from them, or really, if not hiding, you're definitely really reflecting on how you really feel about them, like what your real true feelings are on a deeper level. And it might be that you've been through some kind of situation with this person that is making you question whether they are the right person for you, whether you do really want to be with them, whether you're happy in the situation. And also taking that time really to look at your own needs in regards to a relationship generally, or in this particular situation, and really measuring those up and weighing them up and deciding what is important for you. And and I feel like you're just sitting back, you're just going to sit back from them and you're just going to let them come to you. I don't feel like you want to really make any moves towards them. I think you see them as the person who can make this happen. I think you feel like it's up to them. But I feel like ultimately you think it will. It's like you have this underlying kind of hope or knowing or sensation that this is going to work out. This is going to work out okay. But you're kind of working through some different things at the moment. Like, I feel like, you're not sure if they're fully on board. You're not sure if you fully want to be on board. And so this is why you're kind of taking this stance of just kind of coming back and just allowing and seeing what will come through from them. On their side, they really see you very desirably. They see you as someone who's very strong emotionally. I think that they see you as the stronger person of the two of them in regards to relationship and emotion. They see you in quite a masculine energy. They see you as someone who is warm and loving and bright and but who is kind of in control almost. Not in a bad way, but they do see you as someone who is kind of very sure of themselves and maybe confident emotionally expressing yourself. And they see you as someone who's really moving forward and who I think they know that you want to connect with them. They know that you like them. But they're feeling kind of maybe like they're not good enough, like they haven't been, like I think they're feeling this kind of lack. It may be that they can't really it's like they feel like they're not good enough for you on some level. And it could be emotionally, but it could also be on a practical level. Like they feel like, yeah, just like you've got things together, or you're financially together or practically together. It's like you've got your life sorted, and I think they might feel like they're not. But they've definitely got some doubt in their heart. Yeah, and I don't know. Do they truly appreciate what you need right now? I don't know if they fully see you. It's like they're not quite able to. I think they're lacking in confidence. It's just that they lack confidence in themselves because they do see you really desirably, but they just feel like. I think they feel like they're not strong enough, or they feel like just kind of weak. We've got their intention as the emperor, so I feel like they want to come in as they want to take the lead. They want to take ownership of the situation and move it forward and be, especially if you're feminine, they want to be this emperor energy, this masculine energy, and they might have a little bit of pride, which is why they're kind of struggling a little bit, because the emperor energy can be a little bit overbearing. Clarify. The emperor clarified by the emperor. Yeah, like double emperor. Really, like they really want to be the man, of the situation. And they're going to try, I think for their doubts and their worries, they're going to try, because we've got the strength card, and I feel like when the strength card is here, it's because there's something that needs to be strong about. So I think they're overcoming their own uncertainty, weaknesses, their own inner challenges, in order to move forward, because they do want to. It's like they want to offer something. They want to move towards you, and they have this kind of sense of knowing for the future. But it's like in order to do it, they've got to have this ego death. They've got to let go of all the fears and concerns and worries that are going through them. So I feel like this situation is a bit stuck at the moment because you're kind of maybe taking a step back and just looking after yourself, and they're not quite ready to move forward. So there's this kind of almost like a kind of tug of war, this kind of stalemate situation. And the block is really the ability to offer love and the ability to come forward. And I feel that's more on their part. I feel like they know that they need to come forward. They know they need to express themselves or make a move towards you or actually act towards you, but they're not doing it right now. advice how to overcome this kind of challenge is really to focus on work. Making sure things are balanced between you. It's like balance, give and take. It's like allowing yourself to support them when needed, but also not kind of taking the charge out of their hands. It's like creating this mutual give and take. So so things kind of become just and fair, almost in a kind of non-emotional way. That you may be aware that emotionally maybe they're not very good at expressing themselves, and you might decide, well, actually that isn't good enough for me, I want someone who can, or okay, I'm going to try and help them in expressing themselves and coming forward. Because what's kind of coming up for you is really about communication in regards to this connection, and being able to be strong and independent and really speak from a place of self-value, self-worth, of what you need, and them for what they need. You know, they might just need a little bit of time in order to build up the confidence to actually approach you, and they might need a little bit of time to to really be able to put words to their emotion, words to their expression. And I feel like maybe for both of you, there's quite a lot that's going on external to the situation. So it's like that they might have a lot of things also going on with their work, with their family, with their friends, with their home life, whatever it is. It's like there's a lot going on, and I do feel like this could be on both sides. And so it's just to kind of have this patience, just keep working, being practical, being grounded, not getting overly emotional, and just allowing yourself to express yourself in a really grounded, self-caring sense, and also to communicate with yourself. This can be as well, because I do feel like conversation or exchange is really important for you guys. And I think that's going to lead to a kind of resurgence or movement or rebirth of this connection in the not too distant future. But it might just be at the moment it's just feeling a little bit stuck. I'm going to get a few angel cards just to clarify advice. Purpose. Yeah, I feel there is, like, it's important to focus on your work, your purpose, life purpose, why you're here. Like, not focus too much on relationship right now. It's more, be practical and be open with them, but and present with whatever's going on, but really looking after what your soul work is, what brings you happiness, what brings you life and fun and playfulness, and allowing yourself to go deeper and engage with that kind of thing. Unity. I feel like this is trust. This is going to come together. Trust that this connection is going to move forward, is going to work. You are going to connect with one another. But for now, it's to really focus on developing that coming together within yourself. So like making your life come together. So your work coming together, your home coming together, your friends, your balance, like everything that matters to you, like bringing those things into a really harmonious place where you feel like you're on it, with your life. You're working with what needs to be worked with and moving forward. And it doesn't mean you have to have everything exactly in place, but it's like harmony. You're in harmony. I love this card. You're in harmony with what is moving through you and how you are moving through life, and just coming into peace with that, and then peace, and then things are gonna move forward with this, in due time. And I feel like really finding that inner contentment and satisfaction, and I feel like that, and you're kind of you need to do that, and then bring yourself your happiness, bring yourself your joy, and and they'll come forward when they're feeling strong enough. Okay, group number 1, I hope that was helpful. Please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. Or you can book a private reading with me. The link to my website is below, and I do different types of readings on there, and would love to do a reading for you. And otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Lots of love. Hi, group 2, lavender. Lavender. You know, people think about lavender as being, I always used to think it was for relaxation and being calm. Lavender has a lot more than that. It's quite a beautiful and complex oil. It's actually the oil of communication. So it really helps expression, verbal expression, allowing yourself to overcome insecurities around expression so that you can take risks in expressing feelings, showing feelings and emotions and thoughts, what's going on, like that kind of, that fear, when there's that fear of being seen. It reminds me there's a homeopathic remedy called aconite, which addresses the same thing, this fear of being seen. And yeah, it's just like self-expression and truth that it helps bring out. And I think that's why it's good as a relaxer, because it kind of just calms the nerves around the fear of just being you know, being yourself. Yeah, especially if you don't feel safe to express yourself, because, you know, we all go through experiences where we might not feel able to do that, or we've received criticism, or not being valued for who we were. So it addresses all of those kind of issues. And yeah, emotional honesty is really good with it. Yeah, just being able to speak out through honest communication and trust that you'll be accepted and loved in your ability to speak. Okay, so amazing oil, and it's really good. It does help with sleep and relaxation, especially when it's combined with lemon, because lemon is the oil of focus. So lemon clarifies and brings the mind into alignment. And then with the relaxation, it then helps you quiet your mind and relax for sleep. Okay. I think we're done. Let's see what's going on with your connection. Whoa. All right, they're really jumping out. Okie dokie, people. So on this side, I'm going to do them. When I designed this spread, it's a new one I've designed. So this side is them, that side's you, which isn't what I meant to do. But anyway, it's the intention I've set behind it. So 2 of Wands. That's how you're seeing them. No. How they're seeing you. Okay, this is how they're regarding you. It's 2 of Wands. All right. King of Wands. The Empress. The Ace of Wands. The Star. And 6 of Wands. Okay. On your side, we've got Judgment. The 9 of Wands. The World. 6 of Cups. Five of Cups. And the Lovers. And in the middle we have Temperance, Strength card, Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, bottom of the deck, Four of Wands. Beautiful. Oh, okay guys, let's do this one. So I'm going to start with you actually. So overall, how you're seeing them, and then you can check this resonates with you. So I feel like you're seeing them as being having, or in the process of going through some kind of awakening, some kind of realization, waking up, expression. It can be expression of who they are, what they're doing, but you see them as someone who is like expressing this trumpet, expressing this sound, this music, this voice, sharing themselves, and in this quite beautiful process of growing up, growing into themselves, growing into something new, or reawakening something within them. And you see them in this very beautiful kind of process of quite empowered transformation. And oh wait, I'm going to get one of these as well. This is fine. These are the Fairy Oracle. Okay, yeah, you're quite attracted to them. You find them quite alluring. It's this music again. It's like this kind of call, this kind of drawing in with this sound, this vibration. It's like they kind of just, yeah, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't know. It's like you kind of flowing on their current, something like that. Let's get one for them. Least of the Shadows. Okay. All right. So yeah, you see them as, yeah, this kind of alluring, attractive, maybe kind of breaking open person, quite sensual. And you're... Yeah, I think you see them as quite a kind of a fighter in a way. They're quite, maybe that you see that they've been through a lot of struggles or battles, and it's like they don't give up, they're just keeping on going. And again, there's this kind of strength and this passion and this, just this ability to endure, this ability to just hold that fire within them and keep going with it and marching forward. You might see them as, or feel like they're kind of, it's like a last chance, or like the final hurdle, or the final battle, final throw, like something about this kind of end of a journey that you see that they are on. And I think you really feel this person is means everything to you, actually. I think you feel like they just encompass exactly what you need and what you want. It's like all the different parts of them make this whole that just feels nourishing and supportive, and yeah, just brings everything together. You might feel like there's kind of some cycle closing out, some transformation, or some kind of change. But I don't feel this is that you want to, that there might be a kind of sense of letting go. Yeah, I think there is this kind of sense of letting go, but I feel like it's a temporary sense, because you really want to reconnect with them, and you might be feeling quite nostalgic about them and about the connection and about the memories that you have together, or experiences, or just feeling that kind of security within them, or within the within the connection between you. And yeah, it's like you've got some really fond thoughts that kind of, it's almost like you want to bring them back somehow. You want to reconnect with the good times and the really happy times. But at the same time, I feel like you're letting them go. I feel like you're kind of setting them free, and you might feel like they're kind of moving on, or just that it's not time for you, that you need to move on or you need to focus on something else. But I do feel like that's or maybe not letting them go, but like letting go of any of the pain or the grief from the past, letting go of the kind of the worries and the heartache, especially on an emotional level, the challenges. It's like I feel like that's what you're trying to do, is release that from the situation, let go of your fears from past experience or your hurt from past experience, because you do see yourself with them. You see, this is how you're seeing kind of the near future, and it's the lovers, it's like this choice, and it is this real desired intention to be with them. So you really feel very strongly about this person, but I feel like there's some kind of process that you're going through surrounding them. Let's look at how they're feeling about you. They see you as someone who's making a choice. Let me clarify this Two of Wands. Yeah. They feel like you've chosen. They feel like you've made a choice, and this could likely, they might see that you've chosen, that they know that you want to be with them, that you, or that you're making a choice about your kind of long-term commitment, your long-term life path, particularly on a physical level. This can be to do with physical relationships, but also to do with money or home or work. That you might be in the process of making choices, or you have just made a choice. And they see you as someone who's really working through any challenges, or as being able to break through the darkness. They see you as someone who maybe has some kind of difficulties around them, but that you're moving, like it's like you're on this real, I'm holding it too high, that you're on this real trajectory through any shadow, through any difficulties, through any darkness. It's like you're pushing through any of the kind of fears or worries or anything to kind of come out the other side and come into lightness. And it's a really active card. They could see you as being quite proactive at the moment. And actually, yeah, that's kind of confirmed with this King of Wands as well. I see you as someone who's really taking action in their life, who's passionate, taking charge, who's really going for what they want and making what they want happen, and that that you are a person who wants to do things. It's not like you just talk about stuff. You act on it, and you create what you want, and you make what you want happen. How they feel about you is the Empress. So they really feel that you're someone who's nurturing, who's caring, who's loving, who's kind, who is supportive. They see you in a fairly feminine energy, so someone who is kind of almost that kind of maternal, like nourishment, not in a kind of dowdy way, more in a kind of MILF way, like a kind of real like embodiment of sensuality and caring and loving and kindness and support. Their intention is well, they want to get it on to start with. They do see you very sexually, and also they kind of want this passionate beginning, this connection, and this new life with you, this new start, a new just like awakening and desire and fire and all this kind of light to happen. Their action, I mean, the star is not really so much about an action, it's more about an intention. So I would say they're not really making any strong moves. It's not like they're kind of really coming forward in a strong way. They're more just focusing on the potential and the vision and the dream and the light and the idea, on the healing side of things as well, on the kind of again, like release of anything negative, anything difficult. I mean, there are a few major arcana here, so it is like a kind of quite big moment, I feel, with this connection. There's quite a lot of kind of big shifts that are going on. They like wanna win you essentially. They want to have this kind of sense of victory, the sense of achievement, satisfaction. They might be a little bit competitive in a sense that they just they want to feel that sense of satisfaction. And I think that's kind of this sexuality. They see you as passionate, they're feeling passionate, they've got this kind of dream and hope, and they just really want that to kind of all come together and feel empowered by that, feel empowered by the connection and trust in that connection. But they see this as happening, they see this as a goer, you know, that this connection is what they want, and they see that this is all going to come together. So I feel like you're kind of on a very similar page, actually. There's quite a lot of mirroring going on in this connection. Between you, we've got the Temperance card, which, you know, is about patience, is about time, taking balance. Again, you know, it's the yin yang, so there is this sense of reflection and integration of male and female, and presence and like self-presence, and to care for one another, like all these kind of different sides of things, integrating the shadow, integrating the challenge with the light, and with the positive, and with the hope. So it's like all these things are kind of coming into flow, and it feels like a really beautiful and powerful time. The challenge is just to be strong and overcoming your own battle with your own, it's like the battle with your own issues and wounds, and being able to have the strength to be grounded in your ability to manage them. So when you feel your anxieties or worries or doubts kind of creeping up, it's being able to see them, honor them, and then transmute them. And it is about transmutation of the shadow elements that are coming in. And yeah, you might be both, or one of you in particular, but kind of just fighting these insecurities and just really trying to stay grounded. The way for you to overcome it is Seven of Cups, and this is about making the kind of the dream, the castle in the air, or the tree in the air, the kind of ethereal kind of vision or projection or idea into reality, like integrating it with the practicality, especially on an emotional level. So how can you really integrate emotion and clarify emotion so that it's grounded, and this may also be about sharing dreams, sharing practicalities, sharing how you think things can work out between you, especially on an emotional level, and kind of being able to put these things into places. The Seven of Cups, it's like there's different options. It's like which option are you choosing? How are you going to move forward? How is this going to work out? And it might be about allowing yourself to kind of go into a slightly messy emotional state, because the Seven of Cups can feel a little bit like all over the place. But this is the advice card, right? So it's allowing yourself to feel a bit messy emotionally, like you don't really know maybe exactly how you feel about things, but it's allowing this expression. That's why you've got lavender, right, with this group, is because it allows for this opening up of maybe even confused emotions or worries or concerns. It's like allowing yourself to be with them. and allowing yourself to honor them. And because if they're suppressed, it's like they don't get processed and they don't get released. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to communicate it to the other person, but of course in relationship that's always ideal that there can be some kind of communication. But it is about, allowing yourself to really feel into the emotions going on that come up when you start to think about, okay, how do we ground this dream or this connection? The outcome is the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like this is very practical, and beautifully with this deck, it's the spider's web. So it is about creating this web, this network, this and again, it's got these dreams in it. And this reminds me of with the Toltec dreaming, that one of the most powerful things you can do in the Toltec dreaming is to go to the spider and place your dream in the center of the web, and it manifests into reality. And for me, this always looks like these dreams that have been placed in this web and that are working together and manifesting and happening. So I feel like this is happening for you guys. It's working together, it's moving together, but there's some kind of just some personal things to deal with in order to move forward towards it. I'm just going to get a couple of the Eros cards to kind of clarify this. Okay, on their side, so we've got dissatisfaction. I feel like it's kind of a playful message with this. It's like, they really want you, they're really really attracted to you, and they really want this to happen, and they're like, I think, this kind of temperance is like patience is just like grating a little bit. That's the kind of sense that I'm getting. And ecstasy, because of this attraction, they're just really ready for it and really desiring it. So let's get on your side what's going on in a kind of sexual romantic kind of way. Undress. Okay, so you're ready for it too. And I feel like this is also about like feeling like it's time to get naked, in terms of maybe on an emotional or mental or spiritual level. It doesn't have to be physical. It can of course be physical, but it's about being able to open up, really open up. Again with the lavender bits. And provocation. So I think you're also feeling kind of cheeky and playful with this as well. And there's obviously a really strong charge between you guys. And it's nearly there. It's nearly there. It's not far off. It's just a little bit more to do. Okay, we've got humility. So this really helps with expression, because in order to express the kind of depths of our feelings and emotions and to be open to them, we have to be humble. It's like you have to release any sense of pride, because when we have any kind of pride, it blocks the ability to be vulnerable. And when we express our feelings or our deepest thoughts or ideas or passions, we have to be vulnerable. So allowing yourself to be in a place of humility, a kind of surrender to your internal world, and allowing that to guide you right now. Any more angel cards? Yeah. Archangel Uriel. Who's Uriel? I can't remember what Uriel is now. I think this is about this kind of sense of wisdom and insight, spiritual insight, trusting in your own understanding of the truth, your intuition, your guidance, allowing that to support you Also maybe calling in Archangel Uriel. You can always look him up. If that wasn't what felt right for you, then yeah, you can look him up and see what else there is about Uriel. Harmony, really creating harmony. This came up for Pile 1 too, and it's not just about external harmony, although that is a large part of it. It's also about internal harmony. This is beautiful, this card. I love it. So this can be about balancing listening and speaking, giving and receiving, about creating this flow where you're able to move with, not just with the other person, and be kind of present with them and their where they're at, their needs, but also being present with your needs and being able to balance the two of them, and also balancing with life, like feeling that harmony in life. So following that flow of what feels good for you in the moment and where to focus and how to move forward. So bringing those different aspects in. So it's on an internal level as well as an external level. And one more. Okay. 2 more. 3 more. Protection, support, and power. Wow. Okay, that's a powerful 3 to come out. This is, I feel like, just guiding you towards your inner strength and your ability to stand proud of who you are, that you are looked after, that you are protected, that you are supported. And like, this is almost like the strength card again, this power. Being able to draw on that inner lion, that inner king, that inner beast, like being able to honor that within you and know that you have that. Also that you have the ability to protect and to support. This is part of your nature, and to really own that, as well as the fact that these are all being provided to you, that the angels are supporting you with this, that you are being looked after and guided in exactly the way you're meant to, so that you can really stand proud of who you are and to believe in who you are. For some of you, you may want to call in extra protection right now to protect your energy. If you feel like you're like really accelerating in your ascension and your ability to connect with realms, your vibration, if your just vibration feels like it's getting higher or purer, just making sure that you call in that protection around you and support around you. Okay, all right guys, thank you for listening. If you would like a private reading with me, you can book that below. Otherwise, please give me a like or subscribe if you haven't. Press the bell button to get notifications of my upcoming videos. And I'll drop a comment. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I look forward to speaking to you again another time. Group number 3. Hi guys, thank you for coming along. Lemon, love lemon. Lemon is my daughter's favourite smell, and that's really great actually, because it's really good for kids, because it really helps focus. So it's really good at helping them bring their mind into clarity, and it's really good for young people at school or anyone who's studying or when you're working, because it just helps your ability to have energy with your mind to kind of think, and especially for long periods of time. So especially if you're even if you have learning disorders or disabilities, that kind of thing, it's really good. And any situation where you just need to be able to concentrate. And lemon's really good if you combine it with lavender for sleep, because it helps your mind still. That's kind of lemon, it's like stillness of mind, and lavender kind of helps you calm insecurities and doubts about yourself and who you are and that kind of thing. So it really helps you just get really still so you can relax at night. Okay, let's see what is going on with your connection. So on this side, we're going to have about them, and on the other side, you. But I'm going to read about you first so you can get a sense of whether this resonates. So we have the Mirror, the Ace of Arrows, the Ace of Swords, 5 of Arrows, 5 of Swords, the 7 of Vessels, and the 6 of Arrows. One more. 5 of Bows. Okay. And then on your side, we have the Page of Stones, my favourite Lynx card. We have 3 of Stones, the Blasted Oak, the 9 of Stones, the Knight of Stones, lots of stones, and the Hooded Man. Between you we have 4 of Stones, Protection, the Pole Star, the Journey, and the Wanderer. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Vessels. Okay, let me have a quick sip of my drink. Okay, let's start with you, and you can check this resonates. So, how you are seeing them, how you're regarding them. So you're seeing them as someone who is kind of slowly and steadily moving forwards. With the Lynx, you might see them as someone who you think they're kind of, or you see them as someone who's kind of slowly approaching, who is kind of seductive in a way, but in a very kind of grounded and methodical way. You see them as someone who's taking tentative kind of steps, but very, not tentative, sure-footed, but kind of slow steps moving forward. Oh, I wanted to get some fairy cards too. Yeah, Singer of Initiation on your side. And Epona's Wild Daughter on their side. Okay. And a couple of the Eros cards. So for you, we've got Guilt, and one more, Ogle. And on their side, we've got Dominion, and Coyness. Okay, contradictory. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, back to you. So you maybe see them as someone who's going through a kind of process at the moment. It's like they're being squeezed through this experience or gap or something that's making them have to grow in some way. So they're having to transform and change who they are, and so this sense of it's like this kind of pushing this huge thing through a tiny space so that only the pure essence can come through. And it's like a filter, so it's almost like they're going through this filter process where they have to leave behind all the kind of shit basically about themselves. So you might see them as that's kind of maybe why they're slow. You see them as someone who's kind of moving forward slowly, and mm, and yeah, and so they are becoming, in the process of becoming, something quite specific. It's like they're narrowing down, focusing in on something or other. In terms of how you see them, so you see them as building something new. You see them as building this new, it could be quite practically in their life, could be to do with work, especially work, home, finance, very kind of earthy, grounded things. It can be relationship as well, but you see them as going through this this process of how to make things work, how to bring things together. They might be expanding these areas in different ways, so bringing in new ideas, new kind of new options, new possibilities, new potential, and expanding and exploring those things in their life, and kind of in this process of really taking charge of their life, taking charge of their physicality. You might see them as someone who's quite ambitious in terms of their work, who's really moving towards being quite strong and steady and certain of who they are, and creating, manifesting this life that they really want. There's potentially kind of a bit of recent breakup or separation or a rejection or something like that going on, because I think it's basically, it feels like there's been a tower moment for you. There's been this kind of your feelings for them have either you've changed or they've changed, or there's been a disruption. I feel more like you are that they may have ended things with you or moved away from you, or there's some kind of breakup or separation in which they've moved away, they've left. So you're quite likely feeling heartbroken or uncertain, or like things have really become unsettled. And it's not, you may not be, it's like you're I don't feel like you've kind of given up on them. It's like you, that's why you're here doing this reading, right? You obviously haven't given up on them, or you want to know more about the situation. I feel like you want to keep pursuing the situation or keep moving towards them, that you want to create something with them as well, as well, in that in the way you kind of see them moving forward steadily, it's like you want to kind of move after them steadily, something like that. In terms of your intention, I feel like you're choosing to be your own person right now. I think you know that you need to focus on yourself. You need to be independent and really be self-sufficient and value yourself, look after yourself, your self-worth, that kind of thing. And I don't feel like you are intending to move towards them, but there is this sense of you kind of watching them. There may have been, like, with this guilt card as well, you may feel like you have created this separation or breakup or challenge. It's like you feel like it's your responsibility in some way. And so it's almost like you know that you need to just focus on yourself and take a step away, but it's almost like you can't help but keep like watching them. Yeah, keep like an eye on them, because you're just wanting to reconnect with this person. I feel. I know that it's a very slow process, I think, for you. You know, it's like something you couldn't rush or dive into. You feel like it's something that needs to take time. And I feel like you feel like it's going to, just take a lot of work. Like you know that you need to go in and focus on yourself and work on yourself, and also to focus on your work generally. I feel like there might be a sense of you wanting to, just develop this sense of communication or connection with your own inner world, your own inner light, and be able to tune into that kind of flow and surrender to that flow somehow. Okay, so if that resonated for you, what's going on for them? They're seeing you as the mirror. So I feel like it's almost like parts of you reflect them, and they don't want to look at it, they don't want to see it, or they don't want to see their part in it, or there's something they don't want to admit to, because I feel like they're also really not focusing on you in the kind of physical sense. I would say that it's on more of an intuitive, internal sense. Maybe they are, I think maybe something that they haven't wanted to look at in the past, but it's like they're now seeing something about themselves or realizing, and how it's kind of been reflected by you. At the same time, I feel like there is a sense of stillness or reflection on the past, especially with Apone as well, daughter. It's like this is actually a little bit like it's like looking back at the past and trying to get a sense of wisdom, because there was a lot of pain in the past, because there was a lot of difficulties and challenges, and I feel like they're reflecting on that and reviewing that and gaining the wisdom from that and learning about it. They might see you as also being in that process of you being affected by the past, of you that you are learning about who you are, and that you are starting to reflect on your behavior or your words or your actions, and gain the wisdom from that in this connection too. So it's like, I feel like there's a sense of both of you kind of reviewing the past, and yes, the kind of challenges there. They see you as someone who is very decisive and clear, quite strong-minded, a very like clear-cut kind of mind, and and they see you as someone who is also who's kind of speaking the truth. There's an element of you that really has great insight, wisdom, and knowing, and they recognize that within you. However, their feeling towards you is kind of we've got this card of frustration, basically. So let me get a clarifier, because there can be a couple of different meanings for this. There's a frustration card here. Okay, so I feel like they, it's like they want to get you on a level. They want to kind of, they want this arrow keeps missing. It's like they're trying to get the target and they can't quite get it. They keep missing. And because they see you as someone who's really stable, who's really strong, empowered, who knows themselves, who knows their mind, and yeah, they see you as that kind of person, but they're frustrated because they can't hit the mark with it. So what they're doing, they're really grieving actually right now. With this card, it's about emotional release and let go, and their intention is to kind of let you go because they feel frustrated by the situation. They might feel, that they're kind of moving on in a sense. This transition, it's like they're letting go of this situation. They're letting go of this kind of past. And I also, with this kind of sense of getting you, it's almost like, it's like I almost feel like it's almost trying to get through to you, or like, or kind of, it could even be like they're frustrated because they want to say something to you or direct something at you, and it's like you can't hear, or it's like you're turned away. You won't hear what's being said or can't pay attention to what they're saying. This is how they feel, okay? It doesn't mean it's the truth, but this is how they feel. They feel like you can't accept something or can't see something. I mean, maybe if this has been a separation, this could be a sense of they've ended it and it's over, but you're really struggling to accept that. Okay, so this could be that kind of thing, because they're really kind of moving on from the situation. They're letting go, emotionally and mentally. They are moving into a different place. They see they see the future as putting down the weapons, putting down the fight. So they want to really let go of any kind of battle. They want to let go of this frustration or difficulty, and that's what they're seeing is kind of like this peace after a fight, but essentially kind of letting it go, letting go of the heartbreak, letting go of the wounding, and using any kind of negative experiences in the past to make them feel, and for you to feel stronger, for both of you to feel like you learned something and that you've gained something and that you're both empowered by the connection from the past. Because between you we've got protection. So the Four of Stones, clarified by the Four of Stones, there is this inability to let go. It can be this kind of stagnation, this stuck element, this holding on, where it's it's almost like an attachment. There's an attachment on some level. I don't know if that's it could be a one-sided attachment. Or I'm just getting another clarifier. Let me get another clarifier for this. Yeah, I think there's a desire to have harmony and to have peace. It's like you don't want to let go of, you don't want to leave things in like a negative place or have a negative situation between you. So there's a desire to create harmony or protect this connection. But the challenge is that it's like really hard to find hope or healing. It's like the healing isn't happening, or there isn't this light, there isn't this vision, or there isn't this kind of way to see this future, or way to see way through the darkness. The way to overcome this is the journey. This is the Death card. It is about surrender, letting go, and allowing transformation. With this deck, it is kind of a bit gory. It's like picking picking off the bones. And again, it's this sense of, I feel like, review, allowing for grieving, allowing for ending, allowing for things to transform and change. Yeah, allowing for a kind of the unraveling of life. Like entering the shadow. This is basically shadow work. You need to do some shadow work, or both of you need to do shadow work. The outcome, we've got the Fool, the Wanderer. So I feel like there can be harmony and peace in the future. Let me clarify this. Yeah, I mean, like, I think if you kind of keep moving forward and keep going on steadily, there's this opportunity to have another go, another fight, another chance. There's like another chance, but you need to do the shadow work first. Embrace the kind of change, embrace the embrace whatever's kind of being challenging. It's basically all taking you back to this sense of unconditional love and allowing in love from the universe rather than someone else. So it's basically about codependency. It's moving away from being reliant on someone else to make you feel happy and make you feel secure and loved and safe. So it's dealing with that codependency, allowing yourself to let go, allowing yourself to transform and change and do the shadow work, all that kind of stuff. And then there's another chance to reconnect at some point in the future. Because, yeah, this person, it's like this dominion. It's like they want to control the situation, but they're also shy to do that somehow. Yeah. So I'm going to get some angel cards of advice for you. Let's see what wants to be said. Okay, support. So asking for support, asking for help. And I feel like this is outside of this connection. It's making sure you've got really good people around you and asking for help from, other people who are in healthier relationships and learning from them, or learning from others, or just calling in people around you who, your friends, your family, to look after you and to really give you this support in, this could be quite a challenging time for you right now. So really making sure you've got people around you, even helplines, even tarot readings. You can book me for a private reading below, or there's lots of amazing readers or therapists or all sorts out there who can support through emotional challenging times. So reach out to people. Power. Remember that you are strong. Remember that you don't need to be controlling to have power. Power can be about surrender and allowing yourself to really just be present, to put down this fire, put down your anger, put down your any ferocity, and just allow that kind of quiet lion energy, that just that sense of knowing of your own strength and believing and trusting in that is really important. Also, we have discovery. So this could be about travel, about exploration, about other options, looking around you, kind of changing, like shifting your mind, I think, away from this situation, away from this person might be good right now, just to allow yourself to go on adventure, to go and be playful, be fun, and explore other places, other options, and discover yourself, really understanding who you are, going on some kind of deep journeys about the nature of your life and what you're about and your soul, everything about that, going to another level from there. and a freedom. Set yourself free. You know, you could be trapping yourself in this situation and torturing yourself. When you hold on to someone when it's not supported by the universe, then you can really get yourself in a really sticky, messy, and dark place. So allowing yourself to be free, allowing to set yourself out of any kind of cage that you put yourself in, and again, it's a sense of expansion and travel and going out and change and playing and just setting yourself into a different kind of place. Okay, I hope that was helpful, guys. Please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can book me for a private reading below, or I'll catch you on another video. Alright, thanks a lot, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.